They call it the ultimate pitch, the bedrock upon which the entire sport was built. Yet what happens when that bedrock crumbles beneath the weight of relentless data and evolving technology? For years, the four-seam fastball, the pure, unadulterated heater, has been subjected to a merciless, systematic dismantling by technological advancements, forcing its once dominant usage rate to plunge into historic lows, threatening to render the very foundation of baseball obsolete.
Was this truly the quiet end of the straight pitch, or are we, in fact, witnessing the greatest strategic ghost story in baseball history, a phantom limb that refuses to die? That is exactly what 601 Daily News will uncover with you right now. We reached a point just a few seasons ago where the foundational pitch was, frankly, utterly unthreatening. Look at the numbers, and they tell a devastating story of decline. Early in the millennium, the four-seamer made up a whopping 44% of all pitches thrown in MLB. But as high-speed cameras and analytical software turned the game into a mathematical equation, hitters were given the solution, and pitchers paid the price. By 2019, the usage rate had dropped to 36.2%, and by 2024, it scraped 31.8%, an all-time low. It was a historical inevitability, argued veteran pitching coach Dr. K. Ramirez back during the peak of the pitch's demise. If a pitch consistently registers negative value on the pitch tracking metrics, bottoming out around that horrific negative 263 mark we saw around 2022, you might as well be throwing batting practice. The sophisticated cousins, the cutter and the slider, had stepped in, replacing the simple four-seamer and reducing it to mere window dressing, a setup pitch for a better strikeout weapon. The conventional wisdom simply declared the fastball dead, obsolete in an era defined by horizontal movement. But the death sentence was premature. Baseball, ever resistant to total change, refused to accept the demise of its fundamental principle. The answer, surprisingly, was a calculated blend of brute force and surgical precision. First, the league responded to the data proving that 92.5 miles per hour, the league average in 2015, simply wasn't enough to overpower major league hitters equipped with perfected swing paths. By 2025, the league average for the four-seamer had rocketed to 94.3 miles per hour, and that 2-mile-per-hour jump, which sounds negligible, represents a seismic shift in pitcher development and physical conditioning, providing the essential floor for competitive effectiveness. This raw speed provided the muscle, but the brain came from personalization. We stopped treating the four-seamer as a universal hammer, explains Sarah Vance, a leading pitching biomechanics expert who works extensively with TrackMan data. The true innovation wasn't just throwing 100 mph, it was discovering where 95 mph was most effective for this specific arm slot and this specific spin efficiency. This shift meant embracing the high fastball dogma, moving from the traditional keep it low and away mantra to elevate and dominate, maximizing the illusion of rise. Pitchers systematically lowered their average arm slots across the league, transforming that 94 miles per hour heat into a potent optical illusion. This dedication to personalization created the ultimate irony, bringing the four-seam value back into the positive territory after nearly a decade of negative returns, exemplified by the collective value flipping from -263 to +137 in just 2 seasons. Consider Shohei Imanaga. His success wasn't due to overwhelming velocity, but perfectly tailoring his 92 miles per hour four-seamer, focusing on specific tunnel lines and specific quadrants that confounded hitters waiting for a breaking ball that never came or came too late. Nick Pivetta, armed with a sub-league average fastball velocity of 93.7 mph, became one of the league's most effective fastballs because he treated it not as a primary weapon, but as a hyper-accurate, custom-made surgical tool aimed at his optimal target zone. This strategic reduction in volume dramatically increased the pitch's effectiveness, forcing hitters to respect the threat again. As veteran Cy Young winner Chris Sale stated recently, embodying the dramatic change, I used to throw the fastball 60% of the time just to survive. Now I throw it 35% of the time, and it feels like the hardest pitch in the world to hit. This is the core plot twist. The less you see it, the deadlier it becomes.
Despite accounting for far fewer pitches overall, the four-seam fastball absolutely dominated the statistical leaderboards for run value in 2025, proving that the pitch, once nearly extinct, is now responsible for saving and generating more runs than its more frequently thrown sophisticated counterparts. Baseball has indeed evolved, demanding sophistication, but the core conflict remains eternal. Can the hitter catch the straight pitch? The decreased usage has only amplified its psychological weight, turning a simple toss into a dramatic moment of existential conflict. The ghost of the four-seamer has proven it is not dead. It merely required a scientific resurrection, a personalized, high-octane rebirth to reclaim its vital, though reduced, role in the fabric of the game. What do you think? Is the resurgence of the personalized high fastball a sustainable trend? Or will hitters eventually find the perfect counter-strategy?
Let us know in the comments below. If this deep dive into the paradoxical heart of pitching strategy captured your attention, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to 601 Daily News for more analysis that challenges the fundamentals of the game.